Now what we were studying, beta, we were studying what the classification of synthetic detergents. So two classes we have discussed already. One was what that anionic detergent, other was what that cationic detergent, and now the third class is what that is of non-ionic detergents. Fine. Detergents, they are of three classes. Anionic detergents and cationic detergents we have studied already. Fine. Anionic and cationic detergents, they were what? They were salts. They were containing cation and anion both. In anionic detergents, anionic part was responsible for cleansing action. In cationic detergents, cationic part was responsible for cleansing action. Now, in non-ionic detergents, what it happens? So we say in their constitution, no ion is present. Fine. In non-ionic detergents, what we say? So as the name is suggesting, in their constitution, no ion is present. Fine. These are what? These are neutral. They are not containing any cation or anion in their constitution. Fine. Now the example of non-ionic detergent is what? So we say it is, for manufacturing of this non-ionic detergent, what we take? Stearic acid. This contains what? That 18 carbon in all. It contains straight carbon chain of 17 carbon in one COOH. It is made to react with polyethylene glycol. Ethylene is what it is? CH2CH2. Polyethylene glycol, that is made to react with stearic acid. Fine. When stearic acid and polyethylene glycol, these are reacting. Reaction of carboxylic acid and alcohol. It is what? It is nothing but that esterification reaction. So this reaction also is an extremely simple reaction. This contains what? Huge carbon number. That altogether is a different one. But the fundamental reaction is the same. This contains what? Carboxylic acid. And this is what? This contains OH as the functional group. And when carboxylic acid and alcohol, they react, they form what? That ester. So the formula of non-ionic detergent, that is going to be very simple. It is an ester of what? Stearic acid and polyethylene glycol. Is it clear? This alcohol, it takes over carboxylic acid in the form of a nucleophile, and whereby what? That ester is formed along with water as the side product in the reaction. Fine. This type of detergent, non-ionic detergents, these are present in what? Or these are used in what? So we say it is liquid dishwashing agents. They belong to the category of this non-ionic detergents. Fine. Liquid dishwashing agents, these are belonging to the category of non-ionic detergents. Fine. Their way of action of non-ionic detergents, it resembles what? The way of action of soap. How the soap, they are performing their cleansing action exactly in the similar way. These non-ionic detergents, they also are performing what? Their cleansing action. Fine. They remove oil and grease by forming what? That micelle, as the soap it does. Fine. They remove grease and oil by what? That micelle formation. Is it clear? So these were what? The three different classes of this synthetic detergents. Fine. Now the advantage with detergent was what? So we have seen that they can be used in soft water as well as in hard water. So they were not limited as far as what type of water can be used with them. Fine. So that way they are advantages. But the main disadvantage with these synthetic detergents, this is what? So we say these synthetic detergents, if they contain what? That hydrocarbon chain as branched chain. Fine. If the long hydrocarbon chain present in the detergent, if it is branched, so greater the branching, more it will be difficult for the bacteria to degrade that branched chain detergent. Fine. You're understanding what I'm saying? If what we say, if that detergent, it contains what? It contains a long hydrocarbon chain. So greater is the branching in that hydrocarbon chain, more it will be difficult for the bacteria to degrade that long carbon chain. Fine. And greater it will be greater the difficulty for the bacteria to degrade it. It is going to accumulate in the water for longer duration. Fine. This leads to their accumulation in the water as the degradation process that has been slowed down because of the presence of what? So we say it is because of the presence of branched hydrocarbon chain in their structure. So what we say, the long hydrocarbon chain present in the detergent, greater the branching present in it, more it will be difficult for the bacteria to degrade it. as the degradation process, it has been slowed down. They are going to get accumulated in what that water resource. From there, in the form of effluents, they are going to mix into what the water resources like rivers, ponds, and streams. Fine. So these detergents, they are getting accumulated. What type of detergents? The ones which contains branched hydrocarbon chain in their structure. Is it fine? So greater their accumulation, what they are going to cause? So they are going to cause water pollution, because greater they are accumulating. Greater is their tendency to get accumulated. They are going to cause water pollution. In what way? So we say even these detergents, they are water soluble. So even after sewage treatment, they cannot be removed from water. Fine. And if they are present in the water, then they are going to cause what that? Foaming in the water, which is leading to that water pollution. Fine. As these are what? Water soluble. So it is difficult to remove the detergent from water even after what? That sewage treatment of that water. Fine. And if these are accumulated, if these are present in these water resources, so they are going to cause foaming in that water, which is leading to what? That water pollution. So this is the major disadvantage of detergents. And rectification of this disadvantage, how it can be done? So we say, if during manufacturing of detergents, what we use, if we use straight chain hydrocarbons rather than what? That branched chain hydrocarbon, then the structure of detergent will be having straight chains, and straight long hydrocarbon chain can be degraded easily by the bacteria, and hence this problem of water pollution can be controlled. Fine. So I hope this topic would have been very clear to you. If you have attended all these, if you have listened to all these lectures very carefully, it will be very easy for you to solve any type of questions related to this topic in NEET as well as in JEE Mains. Fine. Thank you.